Hey Flosstube, welcome back to Basic Stitches. I'm Jordan, and you can find me on Instagram at LittleStitchGirl94.
And I'm Jamie, and you can find me on Instagram as JamieXStitch.
We did a quick update on Tuesday. But this is more of a normal. Hopefully I won't be quite as
Loopy,
ditzy, absent-minded.
But first off, I want to do a huge thank you and shout out to Nancy. She lives up in Idaho, just north of us, couple hours.
Quilting Stitcher,
and
it's her channel.
Yeah, Nancy Quilting Stitcher. And she had messaged me and said that she would like our address. She had something she wanted to send us. And I'm overly giddy and excited. First of all, how nice is that? I love this whole community and the kindness, but she sent us these awesome needle minders. Aren't they awesome? And they have the rare earth magnets on the back. I just think they're cute.
Yeah.
And a cute homemade card, it looks like. I mean, it's just adorable. And cute, nice little message and stuff. And I just want to say thank you to Nancy. I love them. I already know the Christmas one is going to go on my Farmhouse Christmas. That just goes, right? So, anyway, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. I saw them because my mom texted me and was like, oh, they're here. And I'm like, okay, what are they? And then got here on like Wednesday for dinner or something and saw them and was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. So thank you so much for that.
Yes, we truly appreciate it, and they're great. They're really cute.
We had a couple questions. Someone asked what fabric we're doing summer on again, and I don't have summer here because I'm not.
No, it's
I finished mine.
Yeah, rub it in.
And Grandma finished hers.
That's just what I was going to say. And so here's the update on mine, because we're at this point, so...
The fabric is called Provence Lavender. It's by Witchelt, and we're doing it on 14 count.
Yeah.
Is that behind it?
So, we got suns coming in through the blinds. I finished the white on the R, and I'm going back and doing the bird bath right here on the E. And that's my progress on that one. Put my thread back. My magnet. So anyway, that's as far as I've got. This is a focus on a finished type of a piece for me. I want it done. Jordan's is done. We saw last time on a regular video. And then my mom just posted, well, a picture to the two of us and showed us that she has finished hers.
It's called texting.
Yes, sorry. And so anyway, my mom is done with hers, and we need to have her on again and show them all.
Yeah.
But to do that, I want mine finished. So hopefully next regular video, I will have it done, and we will have Grandma with us, hopefully.
And she just got a bunch of stuff from 123 Stitch and kitting stuff up with the Joann's DMC sale, and is getting started on some new stuff, so
yeah, it's exciting.
Hopefully she'll have other stuff to focus on so she doesn't race ahead on our stitch alongs.
She's a pretty fast stitcher, because she doesn't even spend the whole time stitching. She does other things too, you know.
She said that she'll like sit and like be watching TV with Grandpa and then just like pick it up because she feels like it, and then put it down after a little bit. And so she doesn't stitch like all day, hours. She's just a really fast stitcher.
So anyway,
I had another question about the Lizzie Kate Four Seasons Flippets. I don't remember who asked, sorry. But she asked what fabric I was stitching it on or something similar. I'm stitching them all on French lace, and then I have 4 pieces
ready to go.
So I'm stitching them all separately because I don't like displaying all the seasons all year round. I like to switch through them because I don't want winter in my house all year long. I don't like winter. So, I happen to live in a place that has an endless winter. But I'm doing all 4 of them separately on French lace.
Cool. Let's see. Do you have a finish?
Yeah, but I'll show that with my Stitch Mania stuff.
Okay, well I have a finish, and since I'm not doing Stitch Mania, I will show you, which I thoroughly have enjoyed already watching everybody Stitch Mania, because then I get to screenshot and know what patterns I want to yet purchase. Not that I don't have enough to keep me going for a lifetime. So I finished the hands-on design year in chalk April, and I stitched almost like charted. The only thing I did different was I added that green, like Jordan also did, for the stems.
And then the yellow you did a DMC.
Yeah, and I can't remember what yellow I just grabbed when I had out of my stash. So that is my finish.
It looks
That's
super
cute.
cute.
Yeah. So next month I'll be starting the May.
And I have made no progress on my May since our last video. I've been a little overwhelmed with lots of stuff.
So that's my only finish. Do you want to do whips?
Okay. I have lots. I should probably take this one out of the bag.
Yeah, so there's no glare.
So I was working on the Hometown Diner, which is my first hometown holiday, and I'm super excited that I finally started it. It's like folded from being in the bag. I was showing it to my friend yesterday because she was at my house and I was super excited.
Yeah, we're
So that's
talking
my
cross
progress
stitch.
on it. I took it off the Q-snap because I needed to put something else on. I think it was the Wordplay. So I want to get back to it, but I've got lots of other stuff I have to do with Mania. So
You'll probably end up waiting closer till June.
yeah, unless I get like a quick finish and then end up working on it after, but I'll probably work on other Mania whips after finishing something. So that's my progress on that.
Okay. Let's see, I showed you summer, so my next one, do you have this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one I've been working on is Up, Up, and Away, which is our hashtag for basic up and away. And that is the pattern by Country Cottage Needleworks.
Oops, I just dropped the pattern. So.
And then this is my progress. I'm working on the green down below. And I did add, I don't know if you can see it, into the middle of the flowers. I did do the middle yellow where it's supposed to be just the white. So I love the daisies and made that change.
I don't actually know if I've made progress on this since our last video. I have the basket of the middle hot air balloon. I don't remember where I was at last time. It's been a while since I've worked on it.
Did you bring this one?
Nope, I haven't worked on that either.
Okay, well this is, I have progress on it. And this is the Priscilla and Chelsea stitch along. It's, everybody's seen it. It is the Bless Our Home, the Country Cottage Needleworks. And the other night when I was working on it, I goofed. So, well, and let's see, I unpicked, I had one of the red flowers done right here, and I unpicked it and did yellow. But then I have done, this whole side was not done, and I did these flowers white and yellow, did these white, and then I did the roof, the flagpole, and I started the blue to fill in the house. And I forgot I was watching something and I just got excited to stitch the blue because I hadn't done any blue yet, so it was all just green, white, and yellow and brown. And I forgot there's supposed to be a white line in between the roof and the house. Kind of rain gutter or trim-ish looking. And I thought, no big deal. I'll just leave it. I won't worry about doing the white line. And then I've started seeing other people's. I'm like, no, maybe I do want that white line. So I don't know. I might unpick it and add the white line or just continue as is. But this is fun. I love the colors that was chose. The green, the Eve's Leaves. That's like my new favorite green, I think.
Yeah, it is mine too.
Yeah. And
I'm using it on Up and Away too because I just was like, oh, that's beautiful.
And the blue, which is the old blue jeans, I really like that one too. Well, and you know, Stepping Stone is a great darker grayish color. It's kind of got a grayish brown to it. I don't know. And even the barn door, it's a really good red. And I've used that on, what else have I used barn door on? I think it was one of the hometown holidays. Anyway, but so I've done some more on this one and made some progress, and I'm excited to continue working on it. Because like I showed you in the last video, I have the flag I bought to finish it on. And actually, I got Jordan a flag when I was in there. And then Heather, she lives here locally, like in our little valley. And she had commented on our last video. She bought the same flag, like in the same local Hobby Lobby. And she's already got hers finished. Yeah, and it's on her Instagram. And I'm not sure what her Instagram is. But like off the top of my head, it's numbers and letters.
It's right here.
And but hers is finished, and she did like a star fabric around it, and then a red and white striped fabric around it. Really cute finishing. She did a great job, and I think it's funny we both had the same idea with the same flag, but before either one of us had seen the others, like we both
must be something in the water here,
right? And so, but her fabric she used is awesome, and I might kind of have to copy that because it just fit with the blue and white stars and then the red and white stripes.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, so that was super cute. So Heather, I really liked your finish.
Yeah, it's cute. It made me like excited to finish mine, but I'm still a little discouraged with needing to unpick the Americana because I think I'm going to and do old blue jeans on the
flag. Or the house.
On the house, and then I'm gonna use still the Americana for like the Bless Our Home and on the flag and stuff. But I got a little bit discouraged, and so I haven't picked it up in a little while.
You need to slide forward. So, I only have one more.
Happened.
Well, we have this next progress is our June. Is mine backwards? Nope. So it is the June Wordplay, and it is part of our Wordplay SAL, which is the hashtag Wordplay SAL, with Jeannie Schwartz and Shauna from Adelaide Cottage. And I have had fun seeing everybody's colors, and ours is bright.
Yeah, ours is really
And there's
bright.
others that have done some brighter and stuff, but then still the more muted, primitive colors. It's just, I think it's great. It's fun. I love seeing it.
So Mom stole my idea for the colors of the words.
I did. Well, it's all the colors we had chose together.
Yeah, we weren't going to do the blue words. Well, I was, but she wasn't.
And then she showed me, she texted me a picture, and I was like, oh, that's cute. So I went with it.
This is just Tuesday that I stitched.
And I did, Tuesday I did this, and then I don't know what day.
You started the very bottom of it on Tuesday, and then...
Well, yeah, I had one line that I actually had to unpick. I, for some reason, goofed up on this flower pot and plant like 4 times. I had 17 stitches across the top instead of 15. I can't remember. I know, okay, so the bottom right here, this goes down, and then these go up, and then down, and then up, and I had them all like, oh, and that one's down. I don't know. I had them all like backwards from each other, or it was just dumb. I was goofing up. I was trying to do this and watch a jazz game, and it wasn't working. So I had to watch Jazz game instead. So I put it down, but I had unpick and redo and unpick, and so I finally gave up for that night. But that was my own fault because I was too into the game and it was intense, and I loved it because they won that night. Hopefully they'll win today too. Sunday.
I went to an activity, like my neighborhood does activities because I live in like a student community up by the campus. And so like they fed us because it was finals week, and so we went and had pizza and stuff. And afterward, me and a couple of friends, well, a friend that I've been friends with for a long time, and then one of her friends all went over to her house and were watching a movie and all cross-stitching, and it was super fun to just sit and cross-stitch. Although I think...
Kind of like your son. Sorry.
I think her husband was feeling a little overwhelmed by the estrogen in the room as we all sat and we watched Pride and Prejudice and cross-stitched. So
Nice.
it wasn't like... It was a very estrogen-filled night, but it was a lot of fun to sit with
Friends and Stitch.
friends and cross-stitch.
That's awesome.
Also, I taught my friend Caitlin how to cross-stitch and then made her a pattern from a quote that she really likes that is by George Washington, and it's something about like, I don't know, I can't remember, but basically she started in the middle and went out, and right now it says never be happy. And
Oh,
it's
nice.
really funny.
Nice.
She sent it to me and she's like, I think I might just frame it like this.
That's all that I have worked on. So I've worked on Summer, Wordplay, Up and Away, Bless Our Home, and I finished the year in chalk. So I've done quite a bit. That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
I'll do my one last one, and then you
Okay.
can start all your mania. So this isn't very good, but I started my blanket. I started trying. I've never really crocheted with yarn, because all the crocheting I've said before, I've done around the baby blankets.
Which we still...
And we've
bring.
actually crocheted that with pearl cotton, or with the nylon, I don't know, it's a spool of nylon.
It's like really thin. It's
Yeah.
not like yarn.
And so I've never used a big hook. I've never used actual yarn. So this was new. So this is and my square is only supposed to be 5 inches across, whereas Jordan's is what, 7?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but it's the same pattern as hers, but I don't have it tight enough. I need my stitching tighter. And I even went down in the size of hook, and that made it easier for me. But I did this center about 2-3 inches about 5 times, and then I continued on. This is just a practice one. It's not the real McCoy. I'm going to continue to practice because I want to make my blanket. And obviously it would need blocked because it's really wavy and wrinkly. But anyway, and I even had to FaceTime Jordan one day and have her walk me through some of the pattern stuff she wrote.
FaceTime me and then explain what to do, and then she'd say, okay, and hang up and do it. And then she'd FaceTime me and make sure she did it right. It was pretty funny.
And I'd have to hold it right up to the phone, and so she could count my stitches and everything. It worked.
You did a good job. I mean, like...
For my first time, I'm not, like, feeling too bad. But it's different. Yarn stretches in a way that the nylon stuff I stitched with did not. And so it's just completely getting used to the different feel. I know how to do the stitches, and now I understand the pattern, because I've never done this kind.
And I tried to write the pattern as, like, easily as I could, but there were some things that, like, I couldn't convey as easily through writing them as I could through just, like, telling her what to do.
Yeah, and now that I've done that, and even though it's still been a little bit since I've worked on it, so I need to do another one and keep practicing, but I might have to FaceTime her again. I love technology.
Good thing that we have this technology.
Well, I've talked to because the crocheting I've done before, and I need to remember, bring a blanket out. It's just around the baby blankets, and we have the blankets hem stitched.
Is Dad's in this?
No, I think the closest one's going to be in that other bedroom. Or up in the closet. Anyway, but have it hem stitched, and then you go around it and you crochet around it. And all I've done is like the shell, which is like the scalloped edge, and I can do that great, no big deal. But I don't have, and like I said, that nylon doesn't have, that I've done with, does not have the stretching like yarn does. So the tension and the size and everything is just
it's weird to
different.
Like, she knows the stitches, so I don't have to teach her how to crochet, but it's weird to learn the new tension, and
so I just need to keep practicing. Yeah, I just need to keep practicing and making practice squares, and then before I actually start and think, okay, that one's good enough, I'll put it in a blanket. So I'm working on it. Now it's your mania.
Well, Wordplay was day 1.
Oh.
Day 2 was Silver Bells, the ornament in number 3 by Hands On Design. And if you're on Instagram, you may have seen my blunder in that I, on this L, didn't put the little serif in. So it was like all the stitch count was off, and it looked like an eye, it looked like silver beals, and it was just weird. So Crafts by Margot was the first person to comment with the right error. So she got a free pattern from me. So that was really fun to see what everyone thought the mistakes were, because there were a lot of them that weren't mistakes. And I was like, oh, hopefully it looks better once I finish. Because like this white line is all messed up, whereas this one's like really even. But there's like a wreath up here
that goes down into the white line.
The R is kind of funky because it like curves in, but it was funny to hear everyone's thoughts on what the mistake was. A lot of you got it really fast. Mm-hmm. But, so that was day 2, right?
Yeah.
And day 3 was the Heart and Hand Needleart monthly miniature, and I did March up here, the little leprechaun, and I actually just finished him, and I think he's super cute.
He's cute.
I decided to use Krynic on his hat and his belt buckle, shoe buckles. I switched out the green on the shoes for black because it was supposed to be like the same green as the clover in the hat.
I like what you did.
And and I had done his eyes stitched how they're like in the chart, just like a normal X. And he's
cute.
He kind of looked dead because he had like the X
black
eyes.
X's.
So I took those out and I did it with the
black.
No, I think it was like 945. I changed out the color for the skin. And then I did colonial knots for the eyes. So I learned how to do that. And I will say they are much easier than French knots.
Oh, nice.
Well,
and they're really nice and even for size-wise and stuff, because I have a hard time getting my French knots even though I wrap it around the same amount of times and stuff.
Yeah. So I thought they were easy, and I will probably keep doing them. And I am super excited. It's not perfect. It was for a little while. The back of him is like beautiful except for the face. But I was so proud that the back looked so nice. It's like, this never happens.
It does look nice.
I am excited to finish him. He's going to be a pillow. He's going to go in a dough bowl one day. I need a lot more to fill it up though. Yeah. Today's the 6th. That's all my Stitch Mania stuff so far.
So you've got 3 of the 6 days?
Yep.
Well, you'll have one today.
So,
right?
Yeah. So Friday, I was getting ready for my daughter's birthday party. Baking a cake, which was a nightmare.
It tasted good. That's what counts.
It tasted great. It looked like a big pink blob of cake. Which I know.
With 6lets on it?
Or 6lets and princesses on it.
Yeah. It was cute.
I've usually done pretty well at like my kids' cakes.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Mario and Sophia the First,
You had
a moon.
Yeah.
I've done really well before, and this one was a nightmare. So we got our house all like cleaned and
Prepared for company.
prepared to have people over, and then that took like all day between that and stitching the leprechaun because he was really fun to stitch, so I just kind of kept working on him. And then I made the cake, and I did just like a strawberry Betty Crocker cake, and went to get it out of the pan, and it like all fell apart. And then I had another box, so I made another one, and that one also am I hitting that? Sorry. That one also all fell apart, so I pretty much just glued 2 cakes together with frosting and then stuck 6 on it, which I was doing about 5 minutes before everyone showed up. It was an adventure.
But it tasted fine.
It tasted good.
And Lacey didn't care. All her princesses were on it. She had her candles she got to blow out. She even had a sparkly number 4 candle.
Yeah. And all the other decorations looked really cute.
They did.
But my mom and Grandma and Grandpa were all sitting like behind me as I was cutting the cake and serving it. And my mom knew all my struggles with this stinking cake. And so she's sitting there like laughing at me every time I'd cut a piece and it would just like fall.
And I wasn't trying to be mean. It was just funny. The thing is I've been there. I made a cake that was like this gray. It was, I mean, seriously.
Oh, was the NES cake.
And like I've just tried to make cakes, and some of them have turned out so awesome. One of my favorites was for your brother, like his 3rd birthday or something. I think it was 3rd. It was one of the favorite cakes I did, and I made you all kinds of Barbie cakes. You had like 5 Barbie cakes, like year after year after year, and then I think you went to Harry Potter cakes or something. But then
I had a Tweety Bird cake in there at one point.
Yeah, you did. But I mean, I have done some awesome cakes, and yeah, I've had some awesome fails too. So yeah. I was not trying to be mean or anything. I just have been there, done that. And like I said, it tasted great, and everybody ate it, and
And we have leftovers that Lacey is just absolutely ecstatic about because she has a pink cake. It's pink in the frosting and inside. She just loves her pink cake. But then that was just a nightmare. So I ended up trying to flip the second cake out of the pan, and it didn't come out. So I just like left it on the rack and went to bed because I couldn't deal with it. I do have some other ideas for next time you're gonna make a cake that we will help do. I've got almost a year until then, so thank goodness. That's why we had our kids so close together.
Oh, that's why.
Nothing with them both being surprises. But so then yesterday was her party.
Yeah.
And so we had family and friends over, and it was really fun, and Lacey is just so happy about all the Disney Princess stuff she got. She's definitely my daughter.
Well, and so we were celebrating it on May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo, and so I'm like, oh, we can have a taco party, and she's like, no, it's princesses, Grandma. Like,
and as we were like buying stuff, I was like, are you sure you don't want like a taco princess party? No, Mom, just a princess party. And pink.
Yeah, and she wore her belle gown, and it was so pretty. She was like so cute. It
was like a Halloween costume of like the new Beauty and the Beast, the live action one with Emma Watson. And so it was really almost just like a cheap version of that yellow dress. And she
really pretty.
Loved it. And she would like sit on the ground and it would like flow out to the sides.
Well, and it was a little long, so sometimes she'd hold it up and walk, and I was like, oh, It was adorable.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
She loved it.
It's over. Really, just
Now-
the cake.
Now to resume mania.
Yeah. So yesterday I was like, I should probably start something new for today. And my husband was like, yeah, that's kind of the plan, right? And instead I worked on the leprechaun and I finished him. And so I was like, I'll just start 3 things on Sunday. I don't think I'll start 3 things today. I'll probably try to do 2 today and 2 tomorrow. But
That'll work.
That's why I'm not caught up on Mania.
Nah.
I have haul though.
Yeah, let's do our haul. So, well, one thing I did is with the Joann's sale, I had needed some of the DMC flosses to go with my Farmhouse Christmas. And I got excited about that I have everything I need for Farmhouse Christmas now. So I put my fabric on my scroll frame and marked where I start with a pin, and that hopefully before I see you again will be a new start. And I'll be starting, I have printed off, I'm doing it all in one piece obviously, and I have printed off the border that goes with it, and then this is starting with the first one. So I've been wanting to start it and just haven't.
Too many projects.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't know if I'll get it started because I do have a lot I'm working on the Sal's, but I've got it ready to go. I don't want to commit that, yes, I'm going to start. Because I don't want to fail. But, so I did get some of those flosses for the Joann sale. Do you have other stuff?
Well, Joann's sales have been... This whole bag is floss that I've gotten at Joann's sales.
Multiple Joann sales.
But one of them was it wasn't Memorial Day, what was it, President's Day?
I don't know.
And then some of them were these 2. We're just barely.
Well, you dig that out. So I went back. So I got that the one day, and then I went back another day because I just on Saturday I decided I wanted to kit up some other stuff that I had. So I went and got the flosses for Prairie Schooler, and what's it's Christmas Eve, I think. Yep, Christmas Eve. So I got all the flosses for that. You show one of yours.
Mine are for Prairie Schoolers too, but I didn't bring patterns.
Oh, that's okay. I just, as I bought it, the lady, I had it in sections, and I asked the lady, I said, can I just put it back in here after, you know, she rang it up? So mine stayed kitted up. Can't say that word.
It stayed all together so she didn't have to sort it later.
Right, so I've just left it that way, which is fantastic.
That one.
This, you want me to do another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
I got the flosses for this one too.
For this one?
Yeah.
Which one are you doing? The turkey? The witch?
All of them.
All of them, okay. Well, this one is Harvest Time. So at the bottom, there's the turkey. Sorry, I've got it all together. And then there's the witch and the village.
And these are such
Pretty colors.
such pretty autumn colors. And then there's like
Even with that blue in there.
there's like a blue in there that's just like gorgeous.
Yeah. And I think that's in the village. It's on the doors. Anyway. And I have it calls for lamb's wool, and I have 16 count lamb's wool Ada. I have 2 pieces, and they are cut and zigzagged around and ready to go. And I wanted to do the lamb's wool on that because it just goes with the colors. It's just, versus doing French lace, it's just very, because it's kind of that yellowy cream color that it goes with the autumn colors really well.
And I don't have fabric. I just figured it was on sale, so I'd get the floss.
So,
And then Prairie Year.
oh, so, and then I got all the flosses. I'll pull these 2 patterns out.
Sorry for the crinkly sounds from all the bags.
I know, if you're watching on headphones. So, for Prairie Year 2, and for Prairie Year, for Prairie Schooler, and we have all the flosses to do, both of them. And the Prairie Year, there's not very many floss colors actually, but this one, I got all those flosses and then realized for Prairie Year 2, it used all the same flosses
And then some extra.
plus like 5 or 6 others, and so that was kind of nice. So I have that all ready. And I have a piece of fabric. I'm going to do them on French lace. And this is just a scrap that I cut off of another one. But I think it's going to be big enough for it to get at least 2.
Yeah.
Have those on there. So
I mean, they're pretty small. You could
maybe 3.
get a few.
Anyway, so I should be able to start that sometime. And then, I got the flosses. So I was going through my patterns and looking at which ones just called for DMC and using that as a guide to kit up because that's what the sale was on, right? So Ida May.
There was a sale on the fancy floss.
Ida May and Ira Ray, and it's the Good Housewife. I got the flosses for those. I do not have fabric. Those are the flosses, and they're actually really nice colors too. But I might, what does it call for? It calls for 25 count straw by Weekstay Works. So I'll probably do my normal 16 count and maybe the lamb's wool.
That's what I was just thinking, is the lamb's wool.
Those colors will look really pretty on the lamb's wool. So,
or maybe you should order more dirty, Ada.
No, dirty.
I was looking at some pattern, and maybe it was my Heart and Hand ones. Something called for dirty Ada, and I just like started giggling because of all the
Dirty
I'm
girl.
a dirty girl. Like that was weeks ago, and it still just cracks me up.
It's funny.
This light's gonna drive me insane.
I know. Sit forward, sit backward, sit forward.
I'll let you just finish all your haul, and then I'll do mine.
Yeah, sure you can.
Keep going.
Well, this kind of goes with yours.
Well, then wait and show it with mine.
Well, I got it, not you.
I know. I want it.
So, well, this is different. This I had got a while back from Nancy, which is N Murdoch XS on Instagram, Nancy Murdoch. And I've been buying the snapshots from her, and this is the November. And I had got it a while ago, but I had it sitting upstairs, and it got put in with some mail, and I was sorting things out, and I was like, oh goodness, I have a pattern up here. So I brought it down and put it with my stuff. So I got that from Nancy. And then I had ordered these are the last 4 that I needed.
I love the camper on that one.
Yeah, which one's this? This is August and July. And I know how I'm changing this one already. Where it says barbecue is going to be blue. So it's red, white, and barbecue, but I'll do that, a blue. And then Halloween, or October
would be the month.
Yes, and September.
I love that one too.
Yep. So those were the last 4 I needed. Now I have the complete sets to continue with my 1 year. So that was a practical purchase, finishing the set. Does that practical purchase, does that apply in cross stitch? I got the 4th in the series, so I've been collecting all of them as they come out. What's this? This is the Dairy Darlin'.
Yep.
Which I think is super cute. If you're gonna have a farm, you gotta have a cow. Boom. Another piece of French lace, and this was just ordered to put in with the Prairie schooler year to cut up for those little pieces.
Keep going. I forget she has this much.
Well, I didn't really.
I actually ordered it on, like, we did an order together.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew all this was coming, but I forgot it was this much.
Well, a lot of it was just floss in my haul. Anyway, then I have commented on these before that I would like to have them in my stash of things to stitch eventually. And so I'm starting to collect them. And so the Prairie Schooler months, this is August and January.
I love that little snow day one right here.
Yeah.
I think it's so cute with all the kids
It is.
playing.
Well, and I want to do the larger one, but I thought after I do those, maybe one day I'll go back and I'll do the smaller ones. You never know. They're all cute, and I like just the little
ornament almost.
Yeah.
You
That's
could make
cute,
that
too.
as a pillow and put it in your dough bowl.
Really, I could for January. Hey, thanks.
Because you needed another idea.
Yeah. Anyway, that is all of mine. Oh, well, and this. So, I love this one. This is the Town Church, and it's for the Hometown Holidays series, Little House Needleworks. And I think that little nativity set right there, I mean, the whole thing is just cute. I love this whole series, but I really like this one. And I haven't always been able to find it at when I've gone to... I haven't seen it when I've gone to...
Shepherd's Bush.
Yes, and stuff. And so when I found it online, it was like, yep, get it while I can.
I love it. It's super cute. So I got the Florist. These were kind of impulse buys on a order that I probably shouldn't have added them, but I did, and I have them now. So, oh well.
As we're sitting here filming, I get a text from Joanne's Crafts coupons. That's funny.
So I have the Florist now. And I have the bookstore, and this is actually one of my starts for...
Mania?
Yeah, that's what it's called, Mania. And I got... all the fabric is put together. So I got more fabric to do that. But it's like sticking to my diner. So I got the bookstore, and it's just super cute. I love the birds and the bench and everything. And then I got the coffee shop. I've been dying over this one since it was shown. I think it might just be like a...
Oh, it's so cute.
Like
I love the little...
the little table.
The little table and chair. And
So, like, my favorite show ever is Gilmore Girls. And they spend a lot of time in a coffee shop. And so... I saw it, and I think something about the windows reminded me of, like, the opening credits and, like, the first episode and the last episode end with, like, them sitting at the table and it zooming out with the lights, and it's all precious. Anyway, so it reminded me of that, and I love it, and I had to get it. So
she was waiting for it to become available.
I checked, like, every single day.
Yeah.
123 Stitch, and the second it was available, I was like, okay, I'm putting an order in, Mom, what do you need? So,
yeah, we usually try and put it in an order together just to share the shipping and stuff.
Yeah, but so I got those. I went into Hobby Lobby for Q-Snap, I think. It needed a 6x6 because I am not a person who can stitch in hand.
Well, and I think it's probably because with the Ada it's stiffer. I think if you were using an even weave or something, it would be easier to stitch.
And even like this Ada, you can see it's like really floppy and soft, and I think it would be easier. I'm dropping stuff. But I just can't with the like ornaments, and that's part of why I didn't make very much progress at all on Silver Bells, because I was trying to do it in hand most of the day, and then I just like couldn't. It was a nightmare. I'm not a person that can do that. But I went into Hobby Lobby, and they had these bags on clearance that are like
super cute.
They're to add stuff to, so it's like a, I don't even know what that fabric is. Almost like an even weave kind of.
A twill. I like a canvas.
They were by the cross stitch stuff. There's like a kind of a
would
rose
be like
gold
a good notions bag thing.
Yeah, but they were like by the cross stitch stuff, and it was, I can't remember what it said, but it said to like cross stitch on them, basically embroider on them. But there's a lining, but the lining is like sewn down to the bottom, so I don't know how to like. I can't pull it out.
I don't know.
So I'd have to just like use the sewing method, I think, to do it. But I thought that'd be a good little notions bag, and maybe if I got the motivation, I could stitch something on them. But they were on clearance, so this one I think was like $1.50, and this one was like $2.50. So if your Hobby Lobby has them, they're a
Nice.
good little random bag. And then I did a thing. That's our...
I did a thing.
I bought more stuff.
I did another thing, but it's not here. Go ahead.
Do I know that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember it, but... So, Trisha at 3 All Threads did a YouTube live sale. And
Jordan
it was...
shouldn't have watched it.
I shouldn't have. But she posted in her group and was like, click this link and you can set an alarm so that when I start it'll notify you. And I did it. And then I watched it all. And so I've watched like a lot of like LuLaRoe. They do a lot of like live sales on Facebook and stuff. And my husband's aunt sells it and his cousin sells it. And so I was like, or I watch a lot of them because supporting our family, right? So then I was watching this one and I'm like, it's not LuLaRoe. And he's like, I know, it's cross stitch, isn't it? He knew. So I only got 3 patterns. I'm pretty proud of myself for that.
For using restraint.
So I got more of the fairy tales. I got Beauty and the Beast, which I love Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Peter Pan, which is a new release. And I love Peter Pan too. And then I got the Snow Queen, which my daughter saw it when it got to my house and was like, it's Elsa! Make Elsa! I want you to make Elsa!
That's cute.
I don't actually love Frozen, but my daughter does.
Frozen.
So there's a lot of them.
Cute.
I want the Alice in Wonderland. I was really tempted to buy Aladdin, but because he's a new release too with Peter Pan. But I didn't. And then I have Rapunzel and Little Mermaid. So I'm thinking if I do like 9 of them.
I like Aurora and Cinderella.
Oh yeah, I like both of those. I love Cinderella's dress. It's like all flowy and it's kind of like the more live action dress a little bit. But I'm thinking I want to do like 9 of them and try to do them all on the same thing. Almost like the Farmhouse Christmas setup. It'll be big.
That's just what I was going to say, is how are you going to handle all that fabric? That'll be...
I have lots of big projects. I don't know. I might do them all separate. I still haven't decided.
Well, and I like that they're square because they have like, how big are they? They have 8x8, 9x9, 12x12, like 10x10 frames. You could frame them and do the 9 on the wall, like, you know what I mean?
14 count. Oh, well, 32 count, which is, I'd do 16, but is 16.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters.
Does anybody know how to convert
I live
centimeters
in
to
the
inches?
U.S. I don't know that stuff. I wish I did, but...
Inches? We're Googling because I love Google.
So 6.5 inches.
So you could do them in the 8x8 frames that they have like at Michael's. And if you wanted to do them individually and then
do
put
like
them on
a
the
gallery
wall.
wall type
Yeah,
thing.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Who was it? I'm sorry, I don't remember, but I even saw someone, you know, because they have the canvases for like the painted canvases,
Mm-hmm.
and they had wrapped the fabric around and stapled it, so then they hung it like the canvas pictures.
That's
so
really cool.
That'd be cool too. Anyway, okay, we are way long today.
Yep.
And that is our update though. All of our stitching, all of our haul, which a lot of my haul was just floss from Joann's, a few frame or patterns. But continue, I'll be continuing to work on the basic up and away hashtag, the
I'm
stitch
going to
long,
work on that one a lot more too.
and the wordplay Sal, S-A-L, and bless our home. Hopefully, oh, and I will be, the summer, I do want to get that done.
Everybody message her and pester her about it on Instagram, anytime she posts a picture of anything else, well, why aren't you working on summer?
Stop. I mean, come on, stop. It's not what I mean. No. But then if I can continue working on that, then I will maybe start. Well, okay, I will hold off on Farmhouse Christmas until I get summer done. And then that will be my reward for finishing summer as I get to start Farmhouse Christmas. Okay. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining with us.
Yeah.
You're going to continue Mania.
I'm gonna continue Mania, get caught up. I still have a few things I need to buy to finish getting stuff up, but and now I lost my train of thought, so.
But you can find me on Instagram as Jamie X Stitch.
And I'm on Instagram at LittleStitchGirl94.
Thanks for joining.
We'll see you next week for a Stitch with me, and then another week for our
update.
regular update. So, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.